good, guys? It's your boy Fresh Dex in the flesh, back at again with another banger. Make sure to go ahead and comment, like this video right now currently, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we talk about dreadlock content around here. That being said, y'all boys already read the title of this video. Today's video, we doing a dreadlock review on my boy KanKan.
When that money call, nigga, that shit urgent. When that murder call, that shit it be urgent. It take one call, my young niggas purging. Try to top off, make sure you murder.
Alright guys, starting sorta from the beginning of KanKan's dreadlock journey. As you guys can see, his dreadlocks appear to be very freeform. It's like in the between stages with him having so much new growth with the combination of twist on the top of his head, trying to resemble dreadlocks. Overall giving that interesting semi-freeform dreadlock look within the beginning stages of his dreadlock journey, and his hair texture being within the 4 hair type. And throughout looking at the beginning photo, as you guys can see on this picture right here, his hair texture is kind of remind me of Hot Boy's beginning stages of his dreadlock journey and my boy Scarlord dreadlock journey. I feel like his hair type is similar to their hair type as well, within the 4 hair type. Overall, giving off that very interesting freeform approach to it, his dreadlocks. Alright guys, this is a close-up of KanKan's tips of his dreadlocks. As you guys can see, a lot of the tips of his dreadlocks are not blunted at all. His hair is definitely still maturing on his own naturally. He's not speeding up the process with any manipulation so far within his dreadlock journey. But over time, these tips of his dreadlocks will lock up naturally. And you can also see that a lot of his tips looks like is very loose. Over time, you know what I'm saying, your hair is gonna feel like it's gonna break off, because like all the dead hair from the scalp that will regularly fall out is basically gonna travel throughout your lock and go towards the tips. So make sure you don't trim out all of that loose hair. Just stay it in your hair, because it will promote healthier dreadlocks, and you won't have to worry about your dreadlocks getting all thin and you damaging your dreadlocks on accident on the long term, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall, just keep that loose hair within your lock, and is ways to do that too as well. For example, crochet needle, you can add all that loose hair inside your lock back in there, or you can allow it to naturally form together on its own if you don't trim out that loose dead hair. Alright guys, let's check out this picture right here. I found this picture to be very interesting because, as you guys can see, if you look really close to his scalp area of his locks on the base, it looks like he has some buildup going on. But sometimes you're gonna have some type of buildup within your dreadlock journey. You just gotta, wash it appropriately. And sometimes, you can't prevent some of the buildup. Some of the buildup may be natural. As long as it don't develop into mold or anything else or get too crazy, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But it looks like he may have had some lint or buildup on the scalp area of his dreadlocks. Other than that, it looks like he combining some dreadlocks to get a thicker, fuller set of dreadlocks. I can see a lot of 2-strand twist patterns going on within every lock. Well, not every lock, but some of the locks on the front hairline of his dreadlocks. That looks very interesting overall, but I feel like he's just trying to combine dreadlocks to get healthier, thicker dreadlocks over time. Alright guys, moving on to this picture right here. I found this picture to be very interesting as well, just because this is my first time seeing my boy KanKan actually get a retwist towards the scalp area. But it looks like A lot of the hairline area is the only area that he chose to get a retwist for some odd reason, because a lot of the hair in the back still looks really bulky and it's still like an afro underneath the set of locks that he has. Other than that, I found this hairstyle to be very odd, to be honest with you. Very interesting hairstyle. Never seen anyone like personally get their hair in the hairline area retwisted a lot more than the hair in the back of their head, just remaining it to stay freeform like and bulky. But it's definitely unique within itself, and some of his locks appear to be longer than others too as well. Alright guys, moving on to the next picture right here. As you guys can see, my boy KanKan is gaining a lot of length over time throughout his dreadlock journey. His locks still don't appear to be blunted at all on the tips, and his hair don't really look like dreadlocks at all at this point. It looks like he has a lot of two-strand twists going on, and it's like really frizzy too at the same time. So I guess he's trying to combine locks together, because that last picture I showed you guys of him getting his retwist on the front hairline area mostly, his hair appeared to be very thin, a lot of his locks. So maybe he's just going around to combine his locks together, like I was saying once before, and just, you know, getting some thicker locks over time. And he's just gonna allow these two-strand twists to just lock up on his own, or he just gonna undo the whole process and just settle with thin locks, as thin as his friend named Summers, if he continues this path of having thin locks. But maybe he's taking another approach on that, because he's combining locks together, and his locks are looking a lot thicker since he's doing this method. Alright guys, moving on to the final photo. As you guys can see, his hair even got longer at this point, all the way to his nose. Some of the steps he's taken throughout his dreadlock journey is kind of reminding me of my boy Ian Dior. I don't know if you guys know that artist or not, but he's an artist. But basically the route he took was having an afro and a set of crocheted locks on the front of his hairline. So the locks on his hairline always appeared a lot longer than the rest of his freeform locks in the back of his head, because over time he allowed the afro to develop into freeform dreadlocks. So all the locks on the hairline was a lot longer than the rest of the locks, and that's how my boy KanKan's hair appears to look all the time. A lot of the locks on his hairline area looks more longer, looks longer than the back of his head, if that makes sense. And it's kind of odd, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, but it's unique at the same time. I've never seen anyone take this route of trying to lock their hair up like this and just allowing your hair just to do whatever it wants to do, and it just adds character to his dreadlocks overall. But other than that, guys, my only issue with KanKan's dreadlocks, I feel like it's very unique, of course, but my only issue with KanKan's dreadlocks is it don't appear to look like dreadlocks right now. His hair appears to be looking like it's still in the beginning stages of his dreadlock journey, because a lot of his locks appear to be two-strand twisted, you know, if that makes sense. And it like is in the two-strand twist stage and is like really frizzy, so just giving off a lot of starter lock vibes, if that makes sense. You know, when the guys rock the twist going down in front of their face, really long twist, that's kind of how KanKan's dreadlocks look right now anyway. But I would love to see KanKan's dreadlocks be more developed in the future and look more like dreadlocks. But anyways, if you guys want to get your dreadlocks similar to my boy KanKan, listen up. All you have to have is basically hair type within the 4 hair type or within the 3B or 3C, because it's methods you got to use to get your hair to form faster, similar to my boy KanKan, what he did throughout his journey. And that's why you need that certain hair type, because that certain hair type has a tight curl pattern, if that makes sense. So all you will have to do is go the KanKan route and basically get a dreadlock sponge, because a lot of his dreadlocks throughout the beginning stages appear to be just about the same size and sectioned correctly. So he had to use the dreadlock sponge throughout the beginning stages of his dreadlock journey. He didn't truly freeform his dreadlocks, even though it appears to look like that now because he's choosing a carefree route. So you'll get the dreadlock sponge and basically just use the dreadlock sponge or use the microfiber towel. That's about it. No finger twisting, no over manipulation with the finger twisting like I was saying before, and don't use the small hole side as well, because his locks don't appear to be, it appears to be thin but not as thin as NBA Youngboys or NBA Ben 10. So the lack of manipulation is key to having your hair similar to KanKan's, if that makes sense. But anyways, that being said, I talked enough. It's your boy Fresh Dex in the flesh. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot. I hope all you guys have dreadlocks. That being said, it's your boy Fresh Dex in the flesh. You feel me? I'll see y'all again on the next banger. Hey.
So apart at you niggas, Stephen A. Don't test me no long paragraph, you get a K. Okay, Soldier Boy, I got walk around with a Dre, with a Dre, walk around with a Dre, with a Dre,